Three, two, one. Welcome back to episode 5 of the Dallas Ballers Club podcast. We got the usual suspects, Berkey,
David.
Clayton.
and today is going to take on a little bit more of a somber tone uh, than we anticipated. Some very, very big breaking news. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you've already heard about it. Trevon Diggs, presumed done for the year, torn ACL. And it sucks. I got the news this afternoon.
Blows.
Yeah, a day ruiner. It's been the only thing that I could think about. It's been great seeing he's already on social media, thanking people for the support and all that, but it sucks. We'll get to that in a second, but along with the injuries and the big news about Diggs, we are going to be previewing the Cowboys Week 3 game against the Arizona Cardinals. A game that can't speak. Spoiler alert. We're not expecting it to be much of a game. We'll get to that later, but kind of the usual run through. We'll talk about the injuries. We'll get to the game, give you our killers and our hot boys of the week. And then we'll get into some score predictions, give you a couple stats, and then our cover zero takes. But let's just start out. I mean, it's the elephant in the room. Trevon Diggs, presumed done for the year, torn ACL. I'll just start by saying, I speak for the masses here, but it sucks. It really, really, really sucks. We've talked about it before, how it was, him and Gilmore, that duo. Gilmore was exactly what Diggs really needed, and we get 2 games of him, and we're robbed of the rest of the season. But it sucks. But I really want to hear, y'all's thoughts about it. So, Spanky, what do you got?
No, I get it. Fuck. I mean, excuse my language on this segment, but I've been kind of holding some feelings in. It fucking sucks. We lost our 4th best player after we just paid him on a Thursday practice before the Arizona Cardinals. We've given Mike a lot of praise and all of that, and I'm not going to sit here and shit on Mike McCarthy right now, but I'm going to shit on the fact that Brandon Cooks, Trevon Diggs, Tyler Smith all got pretty serious injuries during practice sessions this year thus far. Tyler Smith was injured the week leading up to the Giants. Cooks magically hurt his knee. And then we come to realize Trevon's and the Cowboys are doing one-on-ones on a Thursday fucking practice. It's dumb. I mean, in terms of man management, and we hear the term load management all the time in the NBA now, especially. What the fuck is Trevon Diggs doing a one-on-one on a Thursday damn practice? Week 3. One way we throw a season away is careless man management. And that's something that we have to I hope Mike and Co are sitting down right now and are like, okay, we need to revisit the drawing board on a couple of our fucking practices right now. Clearly, one-on-ones. We even saw Ben DiNucci. Love him or hate him. He's trying to make a name out of himself right now. Can't blame him. Chasing the bag. But, I mean, he's right. Why are we doing one-on-ones right now? I mean, how much could that really affect? I understand iron sharpens iron. Not in season week 3 on a Thursday. No, it fucking doesn't. Thursday's mostly supposed to be walkthrough. Thursday, Friday. Sure, you'll do a little, like, Monday's off, Tuesday tune-up, Wednesday you'll practice. How much are we really, like, it's not like 2-a-days training camp when we're trying to knock rust off. Fuck no. It's a mistake on, I think, our, like, coaches, training staff, people who formulate the practices. It's a mistake, and that's what hurts the most. I could live with it if it happened in a game. If it happened in a game and he was making a play on a ball, making a tackle, that's an injury that you look at and you're like, damn, that fucking sucks. But in practice, where we control every single element, it's a mistake. And that's the part that I hate the most, is because it was a mistake. It's not a freak accident like we saw on Monday Night Football. It's not a freak accident that happens every single week, because injuries happen, and it's the NFL. Like, chances are we're going to have an injury in the next 2 weeks that we're going to come on the pod pissed off about. But it's not going to be in the element of practice, hopefully, where we control every single aspect of it. It's a Thursday practice, week 3. Why are you doing one-on-ones? More importantly, if you want to do one-on-ones, why the fuck are you doing it full speed? You could do that little walking one that I see people do, you know? It just pisses me off, because trying to think off the top of your head, who are the most important Dallas Cowboys right now? Dak Prescott.
Left or
yeah,
just in general?
In general, pre-injury. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb,
Micah.
Zach Martin, Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs.
Yeah.
That's your 5. And we just lost our 5th.
Yeah.
So that's inexcusable man management on the coaching staff, on the front office, on whoever the fuck I can cast blame on right now. It's not on the players. It's not on Trevon. He's doing the practice plan. And that it just pisses me off, because I played high school football on Thursdays. I mean, shit, we played on Fridays, but Thursdays and Wednesdays, we're not freaking rapping and tackling and going full speed. And this is Connecticut football. It just pisses me off that the Dallas Cowboys would make such a boneheaded mistake like that in running one-on-ones mid-season on a Thursday practice. It just pisses me off.
Yeah, this hurts a lot. It's starting to get to a realization, being from Waco, Texas, an hour and 45 minutes from Dallas, being a Dallas sports fan in all sports growing up. I believe I'm cursed. I think a lot of Dallas sports fans believe they're cursed as well. Starting back in 2011, I'm not bringing it up, but we all know what happened in 2011 in baseball. And then going down, you start the year 3-0. Dak Prescott's having an MVP type season, and he has one of the most horrific injuries you can possibly have. And then just the injury bug. It's like the football gods just don't want us to be happy at all. And it hurts. It sucks. We just lost a top 3 corner in the NFL. So I'm devastated, and I'm devastated for Trevon, because he's balled out this year the first 2 games. He's at a 1 passer rating. How's that even possible? I don't know. But it sucks. But I will say that the one thing I'm happy about, and Bennett, you spoke of this as well earlier. You saw it too. Our front office has done a tremendous job of saying, okay, what happens if something drastic like this were to happen? We have backup plans. We have people who come in and step up and play the position. And I'm not saying Blaine is Trevon Diggs, but Blaine's going to be playing the outside slot that Trevon's playing. Stephon jumps into number 1. And then you got Jordan Lewis, who's more than capable of playing that slot corner position. We know he can play it. He played it last year before he got hurt. And that's why Blaine came in, and Blaine dominated. And he should have got Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year votes, in my opinion. But you have 3 guys now who can play the position, not as well as Trevon, obviously, but can play the position and step up and fill in that spot where now we're missing a guy who could have 5 to 7 INTs this year. It'll drop a little bit, obviously. I'm not expecting us to get as many interceptions anymore, especially with Stephon having, Stephon's number 2 now in his career, in my opinion. He's not number 1, but now he has to be number 1. He's lost a little bit of a step. I wouldn't say a crazy step, but he's lost a little bit. And all 3 of those guys are going to have to come in and dominate together. And we're going to lose a little bit of that moxie, that I'm going to come kill you every single play. I'm going to hit you. I'm going to wrap you up. And if the quarterback screws up, that dog. If you screw up, I'm going to pick it off. We're going to miss that a lot. But I still think, I don't think either 3 of us are saying we're not a Super Bowl team anymore. We still are a Super Bowl team. Yeah. That's what the whole thing here is. We're still a Super Bowl team. We can win it without them, and we're obviously going to have to, because if not, I don't want to hear that bullshit excuse like we're missing our best corner. I don't give a fuck. We have capable enough players to come in and fill a spot behind him and play capable enough position to sustain for the entire season for the next 15 games on. And that's what's going to have to happen. Now, we have to pray to the football gods that we don't get any more horrific injury in the secondary, especially in the quarterback room. I saw something today about the 49ers, they waived Anthony Brown, and I heard that he's not on the Cowboys' radar, which
Thank
good.
fucking God.
I don't want him in the locker room either. So I'm interested to see if there's somebody we can go and get. I know that Noah guy we just got instead of Kelvin Joseph. I can't even say his last name. He'll be. Yeah, there you go. Smith, you got it right. Thanks, Bert.
Nice close.
He is. I won't say he's capable enough to like fill in anything, but we're gonna have to somehow figure it out. I know you were talking, Spank, about Thomas and Bell coming in a little bit, not playing, and Donovan Wilson not playing that corner position, obviously, but having to help and do whatever they can. So now I'm interested. Now I'm really interested to see what we do, how Dan, because we know Dan Quinn's a mastermind, and how he reacts to this and how he helps his defense. Oh man, we lost Trevon. We're down, and then boom. No, we're not. Let's go. This is how we're going to play this football game.
Yeah.
We're playing the Cardinals. That's the best thing about this is they're playing the Cardinals this week, who have probably the worst wide receiver room in the NFL. We can mix and match things all game long and see what works and works doesn't. That's the one thing I'm happy about. We're not playing the fucking 49ers this week. So that's the best part of this. So that's all I have. It sucks, but I still think the front office has done a tremendous job and putting a team around us. If somebody gets hurt, boom, plug somebody in.
Yeah. I just want to go off that too, Clayton. We're going to see, and I think this is just a prediction on my end. We talked after week 1, we have so many mouths to feed on defense, especially the defensive back room, and only 11 players are allowed on the field. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw a mix and match scheme dependent, whether it is third and short, third and long. We're going to see one of those 5-6 safeties that we have now be that big physical slot cornerback. And I think John Wayne Thomas really fits that role. I think Donovan Wilson really fits that role. We're going to see a lot of cover 3 now. Yeah, like we have so much talent, and that Bland proved last year he can play outside. Mm-hmm. Stephon Gilmore is going to be fine. He's going to do his job. Right. Jordan Lewis is coming back from an injury. But we have these young guys who've shown us and have almost forced our hand pre-Trevon Diggs into giving them snaps. And so it's going to be really interesting. And I'm thanking God every day it's Dan Quinn making the decisions and not fucking who else. I mean, who do you trust more in this situation? Like, Dan Quinn is the guy. This defense, this system, this scheme that we have on defense. Yes, Trevon Diggs, we lost our 5th best player on the Dallas Cowboys. True number 1 corner in the NFL. That sucks. But we are the goddamn Dallas fucking Cowboys. We're not the Dallas Trevon Diggs. The season isn't over. You can't put the season on pause. Let's really see if we do have a next man up mentality, because that's fucking huge.
Yeah. I mean, both of you guys make absolutely great points. You guys kind of alluded to it, but we talked about it, especially after week 1, talking about when Donovan Wilson got healthy, how we were going to be able to play all these DBs because all these guys were showing that they were more than capable of getting playing time. Well, whether or not, I mean, we obviously don't want to see 7 go down like that, but like this is just like you said, this is their time to prove it. I mean, it's put up or shut up time. Again, thankfully we are playing the Cardinals this week. But down the line, Gilmore's getting older, hopefully we can keep him healthy throughout the year. I also agree. I think if you want to say he's a CB1, he's a low-end CB1, but he's a high-end CB2, probably at this stage of his career. But he's still a very, very capable cornerback. And Stu, you mentioned it, but it was something that I was thinking about on my drive home. And it was that if this front office did not make that Stephon Gilmore trade and Diggs goes down, think about how much we're freaking out. Think about, like, obviously it sucks. We're not happy about this. No one's happy about losing a player of Trayvon's caliber. But if we don't make that trade in the offseason, think about how much this fan base is erupting right now. This fan base
not doing a podcast right now, honestly.
Exactly. This fan base is freaking out. You would have people all over Jerry and Steven being like, this was bound to happen. We got lucky last year that this didn't happen. And the good thing is that the front office finally realized that. God forbid on offense that something happens to 88, but we have what we would think is at least something to be more competent than if he went down last year. We had to turn to fucking Noah Brown. Like, credit to the front office. We've given him a lot of shit in the past, as has everyone, but we said it before the season. This is the most prepared that we've been going into a season. And God forbid, that anyone else gets hurt. And this is really going to test our depth. But I am somewhat, it's very, very, very bittersweet, but I am somewhat excited to see what these young guys can do. Because again, this is going to be their time to prove it. Just like you said, Spank, guys gotta step up. And I'm really curious to see who's gonna make the most of their snaps and just run with it and make it impossible to get off the field, just like Bland did last year. So, um, that's all we'll say about the Diggs thing for now. But just moving through injuries. On my drive home, I was listening to 105.3 The Fan. Got an update from Zach Martin himself from the Zach Martin Show, which I just found out today is a thing. So that's pretty awesome. Shout out to Zach. But he said, in terms of advancement on his health for week 3, he said he feels good. Everything that he was saying sounds like he's a full go. We expected that regardless. Um, he also said he has a newfound affinity for cold plunges. Said he got really into that this offseason. So
Thank you,
good
Joe
for him.
Rogan.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Zach.
Big listener of the pod too, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. Noted DBC fan, Joe Rogan, of course.
Fanatic.
Yeah. And then I don't want to beat a dead horse here by trying to figure out what the fuck we're doing in practice, but Tyler Biotish needs an MRI now.
Yeah, I saw a report saying he's fine. That's
Okay.
a precautionary MRI.
Okay.
I heard he's fine. We also got Tyler Smith back, full participant in practice. Donovan Wilson, full participant, and Brandon Cooks. Mike McCarthy commented on all 3 of them. Expects them all to be a go. So
Okay.
we're gonna see those 3 players back.
Who would be our backup? If be honest, was to miss time.
It would probably be Brock Hoffman or
Hoffman got cut, didn't he?
Did he?
I think he
it's either
got cut.
Farnock or Hoffman, or I guess we move Bass or Asim Richards.
I think Farniak got cut too, I want to say.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, that's a good question. Kind of feel like we should know that, but
I thought I looked at the depth chart. I looked at the depth chart not too long ago, and what was scary to me is I didn't see a backup center listed. So
I think I remember that too, Spank. I remember that too.
I don't see a backup center listed. It is
maybe they think
TJ Bass or Asim Richards will probably have been taking snaps. God hope we prepped for a Biadish, whatever his fucking name is, injury.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
at this point, it has to be a bit. It's got to be a bit.
It's like a muscle memory calling him that, but
yeah.
It sucks. Hopefully he's fine. If there was I don't want to just completely write off the Cardinals, but if there was a week to miss besides a bye week, this is the fucking week. I don't want anyone missing a pissed off Bill Belichick or a 49ers team. Fuck no. So
yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Definitely an up and down roller coaster of the day in terms of injury news. Good to know we got 3 guys back, lost a star. Sucks. But this is the NFL at the end of the day. Football's a violent game and injuries happen, unfortunately. And I just want to start shifting us to the game.
Wait, not to cut you off, but Blogging the Boys did have a tweet today, and they said we might finally see the Cowboys at full strength this week.
I saw that too.
Freezing cold. What a jinx. Generational jinx. We were all over that, said that aged terribly, which it did. So if there's ever going to be a hot seat, it's whoever wrote that for blogging for the boys. What a jinx.
Come on. Like, you got to know jinxes exist at this point. Like, for the
Yeah.
Dallas fucking Cowboys.
Yeah.
But after that, let's shift it to game preview on offense. Um,
Let's keep it short.
yeah, on it. They don't have Buda Baker this week. They traded Isaiah Simmons. They don't
Is he
have
going to get
Byron
traded,
Murphy.
Buda Baker?
Maybe.
Probably if he
Reports.
passes his physical and is healthy, but I mean, like, what are you giving up for Boot? Obviously, the Cowboys have zero need for him.
No, not us.
I don't see it. I don't see
reports.
because he's older, kind of just like a box safety.
I could see Philly.
I was going to say Philly as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would like Philly to do that because I'm pretty sure, if knowledge proves me right, he's on a pretty hefty contract.
Yeah, he is.
His prime is definitely behind him. But
100%.
back to what I was saying, like, we should drop a fucking 40 bomb on these guys. And I know we just said jinxes are real and all of that, but let's be realistic here. It's the Arizona Cardinals, and they're tanking for Caleb Williams. If they were to win a game, I guess they'd want to kind of embarrass the Dallas Cowboys, but we've kind of proved. Yeah, the Jets and the Giants both have better defenses, probably by 5 or 10 points on the Arizona Cardinals, and look what we did to them. So, I think we're going to go a lot of pace on the offense. I think all of our skill positions on offense eat. Simply put, I think CD we might not have 11 catches this game because Dak's probably going to want to spread the ball out. Hopefully we see Michael Gallup and Brandon Cooks build some confidence with some receptions, maybe a touchdown here and there. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little more of Tolbert this week. I think
more Deuce.
I think this is definitely a game where on paper you don't want to take a team lightly, but I think we reduce the number of snaps our star players get this week and just try to keep everyone fresh heading into a little bit of a gauntlet. You said it before I did. I think we see a lot of Deuce this week. That being said, I think we see a lot of Dowdle this week. Pollard has had 42 touches inside the first 2 weeks. Hopefully, and I said it before, we're dumb as fuck for how we handled it during practice, but hopefully we realize and see how many running backs have been getting injured this year and the gruesome ways that they have. But wear and tear is also definitely something that we need to keep an eye on. And you can't give Pollard 60 touches inside 3 weeks, and most of his touches end in a pretty physical hit / tackle. So I definitely think we see a little more committee usage in the running back department. I'm going to save my take for the end of it, of course, but I definitely think we see Tolbert, Gallup, Cooks, Henny, and the tight end room just cook, simply put. CD's not going to have 11 catches. I don't think that's a possibility this week, but I definitely expect him to hopefully find the end zone for the first time this season.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Spank. I mentioned these are the type of games that kind of scare me a little bit.
Trap game.
If history serves right, the Cowboys don't really ever have one of these trap games where we just lay an egg, knock on wood. I think that Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn, especially Dan Quinn, in my opinion, Dan Quinn just seems like he just gets after those guys. Mike McCarthy, I mean, even though he doesn't seem like the type of guy, he knows how to get in those guys' heads and knows how to get them mentally prepared. And they're also professionals at the end of the day. If they're not prepared for an NFL game, then you shouldn't be a professional sports player. So I don't think that there is a way that we lay an egg in this game. But saying that, I do agree with you, Spank, that there's going to be some guys that get some extra playing time, like Deuce, like Dowdle, like Tolbert, Hendershot,
Turpin.
Those type of guys. Yeah, Turp. I want to see, like I said last podcast, I like to see Turpin get 5 to 7 touches. This is a week where you can give him 10 to 12 touches a game, this game. I'm interested to see how we wrinkle in some stuff because his defense is god-awful. Who do they even have on their defense that's notable? Like
Zayvon Collins.
Baker's out. Yeah, Zayvon Collins from Tulsa guy. Yeah, I mean, I thought it, like last year, 2 years ago, it was like a bust. Like, I don't even think he's that good. But he's just a notable name. There's just some guys that They traded away Isaiah Simmons. He's on the Giants now. He didn't even look that good against us. And he hasn't looked that good at
I gotta
all.
look at their depth chart, dude.
When you look at it, it's gonna be horrendous, and you're gonna laugh. This is a game where you don't do the whole dink and dunk stuff we did against the Jets because you have to. This is a game where you take shots, and that's I'm gonna talk about it later.
Holy crap!
This is a game where
is
you're
bad.
able to take shots. Let me hear some names.
Oh wow. Well, I mean, okay, so Zaven Collins, third string DN. They have BJ Ojulari, Aziz's brother. So who even knows how much he'll play? The rest of their starting defense after Zaven Collins goes Jonathan Ledbetter, Kai Fotu, Dante
Who's
Stills,
questionable.
Josh Woods, Kaiser White, Dennis Gardeck. I've actually heard of him. Was he on Philly? Maybe. I don't
Sounds
know.
right.
Keytrell Clark, Jalen Thompson. Yeah, I know Jalen Thompson.
Yeah.
That name. Andre Chachiri, and then the infamous Marco Wilson, who threw the shoe downfield against LSU.
Yeah,
and lost them the game.
That is bad, boys.
That's a bad team. That's a bad defense.
So this is a game where your O-line eats, and you give Dak Prescott 5 seconds to the football and let him air it out and give him some more confidence that he can throw down the field. We haven't seen any deep shots this year. That besides, we haven't seen down the field deep shots, have we? I don't know.
I just got a tweet just got put out by John Machota. Cowboys EVP Stephen Jones on Trevon Diggs' knee injury during a one-on-one drill today. He just took an awkward step to try to make a play on the ball, and unfortunately it torqued the wrong way and got his knee, not unlike Overshawn in the Seattle game. It didn't look like much, but when those steps get awkward, unfortunately sometimes the ligaments don't hold up. Jones said the plan is to move Bland to outside corner and have Jordan Lewis take over nickel, which is we expected. But it just further proves the point how fucking dumb one-on-ones are during the season, especially on a Thursday practice. It's just.
Do you think? Here's another take that I have a question about the whole turf and grass debate. Do you think we're at the Star practicing?
Grass. 100,000%. We're at the Star, and we're at home this week.
We're on turf.
Yeah, we're at the Star.
Yeah, we're on turf.
And I think it's got caught in the turf.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. Probably.
I wonder what kind of material they use out there, because they're probably using the outdoor field. I'm assuming. I haven't been there, but
that's the question I was wondering. Is it the outside? Does it be different? Right?
I'm assuming it's the outdoor one, which would probably be still like an artificial turf, but not like a whatever the turf is that they had like at MetLife that everyone hated. I don't know. That might be a topic for another time.
Let's get back into the offense. I don't have much more to say. This is my prediction. I'll say later. We're going to see some deep shots, and we should see some deep shots. I'm tired. Obviously not tired of it. I love seeing us just dominate. First 2 games, you had to dink and dunk a little bit. You can't really take shots against those D linemen. How much pressure they put on the team. I think that we will see deep shots, and Dak will have all the time in the world, and will dominate.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off, this is also the first week we get to see a fully healthy O-line. And
that's true. Someone could get hurt in the walkthrough doing a one-on-one.
Yeah.
So, never know.
A pass block, bro. But I'm excited to see, and just something to look out for. I really want to see Tyron and Tyler combo block in the zone run game and see how effective that would be. Tyler's a person mover, he just has that strength, and he also finishes blocks really well. Chuma Edoga did his job, did a fantastic job at that, but Tyler Smith elevates that position tenfold, and the ability he has in the run game and to finish blocks and to reach the second level, because I think Chuma is a little slower in his release and get off and just overall horizontal mobility to hit those linebackers. I'm just going to say right now, I think Tyler Smith probably has a pancake or two Sunday. He's been watching a team play, and that takes a toll on a player's mental, and we've seen that
Just
time and
chomping at
time
the
again.
bit.
Yeah, and he's hungry, and he's going to want to show the boys what's up and what they've been missing.
Yeah, yeah. I'll keep it pretty brief on the offensive side. Everything that you guys have said is 100% right. I think this is a week where we see not necessarily open the playbook like Mike's not going to go pulling out his gold plays against the Arizona Cardinals, but this is a week where it's like, oh, maybe this play will work. Like, let's just try it. Like, this is a week where I think we see our offense get creative. I fully agree in that I think this is a game where the ball gets spread around a lot. CD 11 catches, 100. What do you have last week? Like 140, 150, whatever it was.
Yeah, something like
He
that.
he won't do that, which is fine. But if Cooks is back, we'll see him get involved. Tight ends, probably I think honestly a little bit more Peyton Hendershot. We haven't really seen him that much this year. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some more two tight end sets that we try. Backfield wise, you nailed it perfectly, Spank. This is probably going to be a week where it's, hey, we're playing the Cardinals. Let's not friggin', force the ball to Tony Pollard 30 times. Like, let's give Dowdle some carries. I love watching him run. Let's give Deuce some carries. Let's give even Turpin some carries. Lipke, sure, whoever.
Does Dowdle run a little like Pacheco to you? I'm just going to throw that idea out there.
He runs hard. He runs hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hits that hole and hits a burst, that's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I mean, I'll save my predictions for later on the offense, but I mean, yeah, not really expecting much. I know two starters on that defense. I mean, between three guys who are very avid football fans, know two starting players in the Arizona Cardinals defense. That says something. But I guess before we shift into defense, let's give our predictions for the killer of the week. We'll go around the horn. Spanky, you're up first. What do you got?
I said Gallup last week. I'm leaning going him. I really want to see. I'm leaning him because I really just want to see him produce and get some confidence.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Spank.
But I'm just gonna go a hot take here, and I'm gonna think we see a lot of him this week. I'm gonna say Deuce Vaughn.
Damn it, that was mine. Okay, good pick.
I like it. I mean, I know Spank picked him last week, and you just wanted to pick him. And that's my prediction this week is that there's gonna be a lot more deep balls, and I want to see Gallup either get separation or catch a contested ball that looks like his old self.
Or just a sick toe tap, best toe tap.
I was going to say a toe tap against the Giants. That was a couple of years ago, and Dak got hurt, but that toe tap was so sexy with Andy Dalton. I just want to see Gallup stretch the field, and even if he's not open, I want to see him make a contested catch or something. And I think he gets his first touchdown of the year.
Love it.
And he's my kill of the week.
Big confidence boosting week for Gallup.
It has to be.
Especially with good corners on the horizon. We just saw what the Patriots corners did to the Dolphins wide receiver room. So we need some confidence before that.
I can't wait to watch that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Christian Gonzalez, I know later down the road, but Christian Gonzalez against CD is going to be a fun-ass matchup to watch. I really like them coming out of college.
Yeah, he's sick.
Tyreek.
That's true. Well, I really like the Gallup pick. He wasn't necessarily on my radar. Deuce was going to be my pick this week. I think this is a great week to get him that first NFL touchdown. So great pick, Spanky. I'm gonna try to get a little creative with this one. Since we already talked about the ball getting spread around. He's already scored once this year, but I think this could be a game where we see maybe some creative plays drawn up for this guy, Kevontae Turpin. I love the fact that, as we talked about before, that he's been more involved in the offense. And, I mean, we're all kind of picking guys that are just – this is kind of our outlier week in terms of like, hey, we're not really going to be picking stars this week just because we don't anticipate needing it. But I could so see like oh, maybe it's late in the game. Maybe Cooper Rush is in fourth quarter and Kevontae Turpin just burns a guy deep, catches a deep ball, something cool, or you know, Tyreek Hill light just catches the ball in space and just puts on the burners, something cool. So he's my kill to watch this week. We went a little bit outside the box. Deuce Vaughn, Gallup, Kevontae Turpin, lock it in. Those are our kills of the week. So let's shift over to the defensive side of the ball. Cardinals offense, not great, not terrible.
Sneaky though. Sneaky.
Sneaky, frisky, however you want to word it. They're not they're losing games, but it's not because of their offense. I didn't really think when, before watching that Giants game, when we were, we knew we had this game on the horizon. I didn't really think that we'd be sitting here leading off the podcast for how our defense needs to perform and how do we stop Josh Dobbs. He's he's actually played, to his credit, some really good football for a guy that was
He's not
traded to the
losing
team.
these games, man.
Yeah, for a guy that was traded to the team 3 weeks ago, like
Yeah.
he's looked pretty
Isn't
good.
he like some like mechanical engineer, like a genius or something like
He's
that?
Yeah.
Tennessee.
I think he was like a aerospace engineer or
Aerospace,
something
something
like
like
ridiculous.
that.
Where
Yeah.
like if he retired from football, like he would walk into like a several $100,000 job. Like
Yeah,
he's
definitely.
set. Like
Mhm.
he's a genius. And I mean he looks like an evil genius, because of the alopecia thing. Like he just looks like it. He looks like an evil like mad scientist. Like I don't know how to describe it. That might be kind of fucked up, but sorry. But yeah. Um I want to get y'all's thoughts. How do we line up this week? I know we've talked about the secondary is going to be in flux. We're going to be trying some new things with alignment, stuff like that. Um, I want to hear y'all's thoughts. How do we line up and how do we stop Josh Jobs?
Yeah. This is kind of a sneaky offense in terms they line up really, really favorably against our defense. Josh Dobbs runs the ball pretty well, and we've been hurt by athletic running quarterbacks so far this year, giving up some big chunk plays because our defensive line wants to rip the head off their quarterback, that they kind of leave some lanes open. James Conner is a very average running back one until it's inside 3rd and 3, and then that's where he kind of makes his money, makes his magic. And people forget Hollywood Brown's on this team, and he's a damn good, damn fast wide receiver.
Mhm.
And we just lost Trayvon. Stephon Gilmore looks like he kind of lost a step, half a step, whatever you want to call it. That's a difficult matchup for us, and one that I'll definitely think we shade a safety over, potentially put Bland on him. But they match up on paper. You kind of are going to be like, oh, it's the Cardinals, but like when you really look into these positions, man, they have players on offense. And how do we beat this team? What to look out for? We haven't really called on their names a lot this week, but I think the linebackers really need to step up this week in minimizing those chunk plays and covering the defensive lines, alleys that they create in their pass rush. And also, James Conner ran all fucking over the Giants defense last week, had big chunk plays. He's a big runner. We don't want him getting in a one-on-one area with potentially Malik Hooker, Stephon Gilmore, Deron Bland. We love those guys, but James Conner's a big boy. Like, he's a big running back. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Van Der Esch and Damone Clark play. Maybe we mix in some Marquise Bell here and there too. But those are the two guys that I think really need to step up this week. And for our defense playing so well, we really haven't brushed upon our interior linebackers with Van Der Esch and Clark. This is a game where sideline to sideline speed might not be very important against the Arizona Cardinals. It's going to be stopping the vertical threat, whether that's in the run game or the pass game. And that really starts at stopping the vertical threat is Damone Clark, Van Der Esch, Mozzie Smith, and I always blank on his name. Jonathan Hankins. Yeah, those guys are going to have to step up because if we stop James Conner, like, we might cover double the spread. I mean, if we have to let Josh Dobbs sit back and throw it like a gunslinger, that's where, and understand we just lost Diggs, but we still got that mentality. And these guys are going to go out there and play for 7. So I really expect us to really make it imperative that stopping the run and stopping James Conner and Josh Dobbs scrambling is definitely a one to watch this week, because this team and how they line up, I guess he's the Walmart version of Jalen Hurts for sure, but it's a very good baby step in profiling the Philadelphia Eagles offense in terms of, okay, this is a quarterback that's 50-50 runner pass when he drops back. Let's play around with a few things. Let's try some new things in limiting the rushing ability of a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that, Spang. I think you put it perfect about the linebackers. I'm interested to see. I haven't been able to watch the linebackers much with we have all 22. I want to see if any teams get a mismatch with either their running back or tight end or somebody on our linebackers. I think there's going to be a team this year that figures out how to get in a Dan Quinn off defense and gets a mismatch with Clark or LVE up and going vertical down the seam or something. We haven't seen that yet this year, I don't believe. I think if there's any team that can do it because they're kind of sneaky, it could be the Cardinals. So I think you're right, perfectly right about our linebackers need to step up a little bit, and I want to see them more. But besides that, Hollywood Brown, he's good. Sure, the deep threat scares me. But is Josh Dobbs going to have time to let it loose downfield? Our D line should eat again this week. We're going to say it most of the weeks. We're going to say it. They should, and they probably will. So my whole thing is, will Josh Dobbs be able to throw it deep to Hollywood Brown? That's really their only threat going vertical. And then James Conner also. He's big. He's deceivingly big because of the number he wears. I feel like was he to wear number 8? It makes him look 6. That's what it is. It makes him look smaller.
It's a long number.
Yeah, it's that long. it's that. Yeah, it looks like he's like taller and skinnier, but he's big. Remember watching him at Pitt.
It's a big number, though.
It is a big number. It is, but you're right. You're right. Long number. But yeah, James Conner could have a day, and if he doesn't have a day, Spank, you're totally right. We are going to demolish them, and they may score 10 points.
Yeah. I don't have too much more to say after that. I really like the thought about the linebackers. For as much praise as we've given the defense and everyone has given our defense, really haven't seen that much. From our linebackers. They haven't made any like splash plays that really stand out, and just they haven't out of everyone that's made an impact play so far. We really haven't seen it from Van Der Esch. We haven't seen it from Clark. We haven't seen it from whoever else is out there. I'm blanking on names right now, but the linebackers stepping up is definitely something to watch. My thing to watch out for overall outside of our own defense, I agree about stop James Conner, force Josh Dobbs beat you through the air. Even with a somewhat battered secondary, it's not anything that worries me. But I am really curious to see, as we alluded to when we were talking about the Diggs injury, is about how we line up in the secondary. We know that our top 3 set, Gilmore, Bland, Lewis, but in terms of, we know how Dan Quinn, not only just with D linemen, but we know how he loves to rotate guys. Where do we see Wilson line up? Where do we see Hooker line up? Where do we see Curse? Where do we see Mukwamu, who I think is probably going to be in line for some more playing time? So it's just going to be really interesting to see how we line up. But at the end of the day, it's the Arizona Cardinals. They're a bad team. They're tanking for Caleb Williams. We're the Dallas fucking Cowboys. Not worried. We'll get into our score predictions later. But let's go ahead and cap off our defensive preview. I want y'all's hot boys of the week. Same thing as offense with the Killers. Around the horn. Spanky, go ahead and lead us off.
It's always difficult because I'm always the one that start, and I kind of have a feeling where you two guys are gonna go.
You can pass.
Yeah. You know what, Bennett? You're always the last one to go. Why don't we do reverse order here?
Okay. All right. I didn't think pass was gonna be me up first, but here we are. Okay. Thinking on the feet. Who did I pick last week? I feel like I picked Diggs last week. Yeah. Okay. Rip. And I picked Gilmore week 1. I'm gonna go. Who do I want this week? Pause. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Deron Bland. Why not? I'll stay.
Sticking DB.
Yeah, and sticking in that cornerback room. I went Gilmore week 1. He got a pick. I went Diggs week 2. He got a pick. So I'll say Deron Bland. I'm very intrigued to see how he does stepping back into that CB2 role that we saw him play a lot last year. I'm not worried about him. I mean, who's he going to be covering? If it's not Hollywood Brown, I couldn't tell you another receiver on that team. Don't care.
No, they just got
Rondale.
From
Do they have Rondale?
Yeah, they have Rondale, and they got the guy
about earlier.
Okay, so actually, Bland and Rondale might be interested. Well, I guess Moore probably plays in the slot. Forgive us, we're not super well versed in Cardinals offensive schemes. That's just not really high up there on the priority list. But yeah, my hot boy of the week is number 26, Deron Bland. I'm excited to watch him this week. Step back into that role he was in last year. We know he's got that dog in him. So yeah, Deron Bland.
All right, so I promise I'm not going to pick him every week, but it's his first game back again. I thought it was going to be last week, and it's this week. I'm going with Donovan Wilson. I'm just so pumped to see him again. Watching him last year, it seemed like he made every single tackle. He was in every single play. He loves to get in that pile. He's going to go hit people in that pile. I just really want to see him play, and I'm super excited to. I know he's an A&M boy, not an Aggie fan, but I'm excited to see him play, and I think he's going to have a great first game.
Love it.
Damone Clark.
Ooh, okay.
I'm split.
Me too.
Viewers, it goes without being said, Micah is always a hot boy of the week. We just want to make it interesting and just go off the beaten path here. If we all say, one of us says Micah every single week, you're going to hit it fucking 98% of the time. But
maybe even 100.
Yeah. I was actually really split between Damone Clark and Mozzie Smith. I definitely think this is a week that maybe Hankins doesn't see much of the field, and maybe we do load management on him. I know he suffered an injury later in the season last year, but you know, I'm really sticking to the point of we should beat the fucking Arizona Cardinals. We should see rotation, and you know, Mozzie Smith's a first round pick, and we went back in the books. And I mean, besides barring the name that shouldn't be said in Taco Charlton, we really had starters being our first round picks. He made a couple flashy plays in all 22 film, Mozzie Smith, in the previous 2 weeks. I just really think he can do really well, but I want to see Damone Clark splash and show the ability that I know he has. It's kind of just been the linebacker I've always really wanted next to Van Der Esch besides DeMarno Overshawn. But yeah, I'm going to stick with Damone Clark. I'm expecting him to I want to say he gets 2 tackles for losses this week. I think he shoots gaps pretty well. And I want to see him around the ball, and I think he has what it takes.
I love it. So just to recap, Hot Boys of the Week, Spanky with Damone Clark, Stu had Donovan Wilson, I had Deron Bland. On offense, our Killers of the Week was Spanky had Deuce Vaughn, Stu had Michael Gallup, and I had Kevontae Turpin. So let's ride. Now let's move in. as we get ready to wrap up here pretty quickly. Our score predictions. We're all 2-0. Stu and I had to revise our initial pick for last week's game due to the injury of Aaron Rodgers. This was one we had a universal win here. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. We've been saying it the whole time. If we lose this game, no words. Yeah, we're gonna win this game. We're gonna cover the spread. Score prediction: Cowboys 38, Cardinals 13.
Very similar to what I had.
Yeah. Cowboys 41, Cardinals 16.
What was that? Sorry, I'm sorry.
41 Cowboys, Cardinals 16.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 34-17. I think it seems like our score predictions are pretty close. I think we both kind of respect Josh Dobbs at this point in time this year. Through 2 games, I think they can score a touchdown or two. I think I respect him more than Zach Wilson and the Jets through 2 games.
Yeah. I mean, there are some people, not us, but there are some people saying Josh Dobbs is elite. Just kidding.
Not us.
I'm just kidding. Shout out Josh Dobbs though. You're a genius, evil scientist. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have any? Last week we were hot. Had 6 predictions all correct, including the absurd Brendan Aubrey field goal prediction. That was nuts. But any player or game picks that we want to put out there?
Donovan
Gallup,
Wilson.
touchdown.
Gallup first touchdown. Donovan Wilson forced fumble.
Wow.
And for the record, I don't mean the first touchdown of the game. I mean his first touchdown this season.
Who is that? Gallup?
Yeah.
Gallup.
I want to say Mozzie gets a sack. I'm just gonna go off on a limb here.
As well.
I'm gonna go off on a limb here and say Cowboys gets 6 sacks. Mozzie gets 1.
Wow, I love that.
I like that a lot.
Got to keep in mind.
That was also
keep in mind, Mr. Petty offensive lineman Will Hernandez is on the Arizona Cardinals, so you got to watch out for a little extracurriculars because I know our defense doesn't take no shit.
I hate Will Hernandez. Oh God. I'll say. I mean, I already kind of talked about it earlier. I'm gonna say Kevontae Turpin sets a career high in touches, which I think he set like last week or the week before. I think it's only like 4 or 5.
Yeah, week 1.
Do you know how many he had by chance? I think it was like 5. 5 touches. Okay.
5 and 3.
Okay. I'm gonna say Turpin gets over 6 touches, and I'm gonna say he scores 1 touchdown.
Love it.
Dak 350 passing yards.
Yeah, I would love that. I just don't think he plays enough.
That's what I think too.
I think he gets that within potentially 2.5 quarters.
Wow. I mean, that would be awesome. Let's try to get one more out there. We got 5. We had 6 right last week. Let's try to get one more.
Well, I was gonna save this. Should I save it for cover 0 take, or should I just say it now?
Fuck it.
Defensive score touchdown.
Love that.
If you were to hone in on a position group, make it fun.
I wanted to help you out, Spake, and say Damone Clark, but I'm gonna say Donovan Wilson. He's mine.
First fumble, recovers fumble, gets touchdown.
Nah, he gets a pick. He slides in front of Hollywood Brown for a pick, and it's just easy. He does the Deion Sanders high step into the end zone.
I love that.
If he high steps into the end zone, we're going to be investigated. Like legitimately investigated. Okay, so Donovan Wilson forced fumble and a touchdown. Michael Gallup first touchdown of the year. Mozzie Smith sack and the Cowboys get 6. Kevontae Turpin over 6 touches, 1 touchdown. Dak throws for 350. Now we'll move in to our last thing here. We got a little long because of the Diggs thing, but stat corner. Does anyone have any stats? I actually brought one this time.
Yeah, I brought one too.
I have one.
Okay,
I'm just I'm going to ask this as an open-ended question and then give you guys the answer.
Okay.
Mike McCarthy in his Super Bowl year. Over under on Super Bowl day. What do you think the over under is on players on IR?
4.
Like season-ending IR?
IR.
I'll say 5.
18.
What the hell?
That's nuts.
Just a stat for you guys. Just a stat.
I love that stat, actually. That's insane.
I hope it's. I pray that this is all the IR we have this year, but it's a crazy stat.
18.
Wow. What do you got, Stu?
I told y'all earlier, Jake Ferguson leads the NFL in red zone targets with 7. The next closest person has 5. He leads the NFL by 2 in red zone touches.
Do you think he gets a touchdown this week?
Easiest fantasy
now.
Waiver wire edition, man.
Yeah, shut up, Spank.
Yeah. Was it a yes on Ferguson?
I'm gonna say no.
Oh, okay.
No touchdown for Ferguson. For me, I mean, y'all could say it first. You want to say it?
Two way.
All you. If we're actually gonna go tit for tat on that, I'll throw you guys a Jake Ferguson stat. He hasn't had more than 10 reception yards all year. I bet he goes for 50 plus.
I actually love that. We're just spewing right now. We're just firing from the hip, blindfolded right now. Like this is awesome.
I don't know if I like this. We're doing too many right now.
I know.
I mean, we're hot though. We're hot.
It only takes a couple to hit for the clips.
Exactly.
But for the record, we did have the script last week. Just for the record,
Yes.
we're not saying that we didn't. We do or don't have it this week, but we had it last week. We just want to say that after the fact. Here's my stat for the stat corner. Thought this was pretty nuts. So I saw this on Twitter. Cowboys star pass rush Micah Parsons has recorded two or more sacks in a game in 28.6% of his career NFL games, which is the highest of any player in NFL history. The next closest is Eagles Hall of Famer Reggie White with 21.6%. So
Jeez.
over a fourth of his NFL games, he's recorded double or multiple sacks in the game.
Yeah.
I said it last year. I remember when we were watching one of the games together. I said Micah's sacks always come in bunches, and this stat just further proves that. Yeah, so that's awesome. We haven't talked about him a lot on this pod, but obviously, Micah Parsons, man amongst boys, freak. Two things I did here on my drive back to it that I'll just touch upon just really quick here before we sign off. First thing is that last week when Zach Martin was talking about his injury, he knew it wasn't that serious. And I guess Tyron Smith, I mean, they've been playing together for 80,000 years. Tyron Smith told Zach Martin that if we got into winning formation, that he had to come back on the field to do the Landry shift. I thought that was awesome. So, I mean, it's an awesome tradition. My other note, this is something I kind of started thinking about after they said it, and I've been thinking because this is kind of my cover zero take as well, which is what if we turned Micah Parsons into our short yardage running back?
I'd rather see him line up a tight end like JJ Watt.
Can I answer that question real quick?
Yes.
Fuck no. Fuck no. Have you seen the injuries running backs have had in short yardage situations?
That was one of the things. But Mike is so athletic. Like
You could. Yes. If Micah was a running back, he'd have 1,000 yards. Is that out of the realm of possibilities?
In high school.
He was in high school, yeah, and he was sick in high school. His high school running back clips are awesome. But I don't know. That was just some food for thought. It would help his MVP case if it was, oh, this guy's sick on defense. Oh, and he scores touchdowns on offense. I mean, it worked for J.J. Watt when he was winning all those depoys, catching touchdowns. So never know. Just food for thought.
In 1 year.
I don't think it'll happen. And not to beat a dead horse about the practice shenanigans. Micah did say that Big Mike was letting him take snaps as a tight end, and then the Diggs thing comes out. It's like, oh my god, like what are we doing? We're letting our franchise play as a tight end. Like what are we doing? I don't know.
You just put the thought in my head that like Micah bounces a rush outside, stiff arms a safety, and is like running on the sideline. Like I could visualize that.
I know it because he could do it. You could run a toss play to him. He cuts out. He bounces one out. He's gone. Like he's that
stud. He would be a stud tight end. He would be a stud. He'd be a stud. Out of the 22 positions, 17 of them he would be a stud at. Like he's going to go down with, you know what? I'll say a hot take right now. I think Micah Parsons exceeds Lawrence Taylor's legacy when it's all said and done. When the book is closed, I think people associate Lawrence Taylor with Micah Parsons' shadow.
Like it.
Anyone else have a cover zero take?
Mine was
I got one.
Scored a touchdown this week.
Okay, love that. Mine is going to be. I saw a little bit of steam behind it this week, but I'm going to go ahead and put some more coal into the fire here.
That's an analogy. I like it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say through 2 weeks of the NFL and after he dominates again on Sunday, Micah Parsons should be the front runner for NFL MVP.
He's what, plus 3,500 right now, right?
I think I'm going to sprinkle some money on it.
You should.
I mean,
non-rookies like me have $50 on his depoy odds in the preseason. So.
Oh, I'm not even talking depoy. I'm talking MVP.
You're saying full MVP.
When was the last time
Lawrence Taylor, 19.
It was Lawrence Taylor.
Defensive player.
That a defensive player.
I mean, if he's going to exceed the legacy.
Exactly. First of many.
Yeah. He's got the score. I think he's had to score some touchdowns, though.
Exactly.
JJ Watt didn't
running back.
JJ Watt didn't even win the MVP when he won it 3 touchdowns in one season.
Oh my
exactly. God. Running back.
Does Micah get a touchdown this week?
He should have had one last week.
Did Micah get a touchdown this week?
Let's just say it so it's out there. Yeah, Micah Parsons touchdown. Screw it. Yeah.
Like why wouldn't you? You know?
just sprinkle a little money. Just why not? I mean, whatever.
We're not telling you to take out the mortgage and put it on it, but like, fuck.
I wonder what the odds are.
Little Betty doesn't need that Lego set. Put it on like a touchdown. Like, come on.
maybe a car payment.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah. When he scores, now you're
Fortune favors the bold, people. Fortune favors the bold, and this is bold.
This is bold. And that was that's our cover zero take. So unless you guys have anything else, I think we're about good to wrap up here.
I'll watch the second half.
Yeah, we got a big second half. There's no football. Got to go watch the Giants. I don't even know what the score is, but I'm assuming they're losing.
6 Niners.
Okay, good. I had money on the Niners to cover, so that's awesome.
Well.
All right. Well,
they're not covering.
Was it 10.5?
Yeah, they are. It was 10.5. Did you get 11.5? What the fuck did you get, Spank?
I thought it was 12. Like I thought it was.
That's our game.
Yeah.
There's a 10.5.
Oh, the Chiefs Bears is also 12.5. That's why I got mistaken.
Oh, yeah, that one's gonna be ugly.
That's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up our episode 5 of the Dallas Ballers Club. We talked about the big news out of Dallas today with the Diggs injury. Gave you some updates as well as our insights and our game preview for our Week 3 game against the Arizona Cardinals. And thank you guys so much for listening to us today. And we will see you guys next week for our post Week 3 reaction and recap. Thank you guys.